Unmuted and we'll be good to go. There you go.
Louis, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Awesome. Okay, we can go ahead and get started. So if you guys want to raise your hand digitally, we can go ahead and start.
I'll lift this up.
And then I'll unmute you. Hopefully you guys know how to do that. Awesome. We'll go ahead and get started with Matt.
You're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
It's like COVID again, isn't it? Good to see you, Lewis. Glad it's all going well so far.
Yeah.
Just if we could start really by just explaining what your life has been like over the last few weeks.
Yeah, it's been great. I got to meet all the boys and started training properly, which is great. Getting into the playbook, learning everything. It's obviously going to take time, but I've been learning every day, and I've learned a lot since I've been here, and it's only been a week or two. So I'm loving the start.
We'll go next to Philip.
Hi, Lewis.
Yeah.
What's the biggest step up been like that you've noticed from the IPP camp into this rookie mini camp?
So I'd probably say like the playbook. When I was at IPP, I was doing a lot of route running. Here I'm in the running back room, which is amazing. So it's been a bit different, but I've been loving it. But definitely the playbook side of it is different because I've been trying to learn as much football as I can, but every team has their own playbook and certain language they use. So it's kind of like learning a new language completely. But I'm loving it so far, and yeah, I've learned a lot in the past 2 weeks. So.
Have you spoken to any of your former Wales rugby teammates about the transition? And are there any of them in particular you think, have the right skill sets that would, potentially be able to follow you over if that's what they wanted to do?
I haven't spoke to them about it. There's definitely players that could definitely give it a go and succeed, I think. It's just whether they want to do that, they want to leave rugby behind. But there's very talented internationals around the world, and hopefully I can kind of try and inspire more to make this change.
Go ahead, Daniel.
Hi, Lewis. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, mate.
I just wondered what the biggest adjustment kind of off the field's been from rugby. You've obviously like being in Kansas City and in a slightly different facility. I remember speaking to Christian Wade. He said about the days were just so much longer than when he was playing rugby. I just wondered what's kind of been the biggest adjustment to that side, kind of away from the field.
My brother's just come out, so I get a bit of family here with me, which is always nice. It's not been too different because whenever training finishes, I'm kind of head in my playbook because I need to try and learn as much football as possible. I've been going home and I've been staying in a hotel. Learning as much as I can football wise, and then being prepared for the next day because training, the days are long, but they're very intense as well. So you got to be prepared, even the night before for what's coming. So yeah.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Hey, Liz. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
So just a quick question on like your teammates and all that. So who are some of the key personalities or leaders in the Chiefs locker room right now that you've seen, and how do they influence the team's dynamics?
There's a lot of leaders here, which is unbelievable. Every player, will speak up and have an opinion, and it just goes to show why they've been so great over the past few years. There's a lot of leaders in this team. Obviously you've got Pat and Travis who mainly lead it, but everyone within the team, stands up and has an opinion, and that is unbelievable, because you don't want to have anyone who's shy, and you want to have those leaders that are gonna push you on when times are tough. So yeah, there's a lot of leaders in this squad, and that's definitely one of the reasons why they've been so great.
Go ahead, Ben.
Hey Lewis, hope you're good.
Hey, man.
What's been the kind of biggest pinch yourself moment, I guess, since you got to Kansas City and got involved?
I mean, I don't know. I've been trying to, you know, kind of ride the wave and just get stuck into it, and you know, try and learn as much as possible from the boys that are here. I mean, I haven't really had time to think about what I'm doing right now. I'm just currently, you know, thinking of what I can do on the field, what I can do off the field. But yeah, I'm just trying to learn as much football as I can and pick the brains of the older boys to try and make my game better.
And I saw you talking about a moment in training the other day where I think maybe off a screen pass where you could kind of get into space and it was a bit like rugby. Can you just talk to us about that and how that felt?
Yeah, yeah, it was a screen pass to the right, and you know, whenever there's open field and there's space, that's when my eyes light up, and you know, I can kind of use my awareness that I've had from rugby since the age of 7. So you know, when I can get into space, that's when I can cause the most you know, pain for other teams, if you put it like that. So yeah, whenever I get space, my eyes light up, and you know, I was very happy to see it.
Thanks.
Let's go next to Luke.
Hi, Liz. I
Hi,
was just wondering. I read somewhere that you were sort of finding it catching up almost with guys who have been playing the sport their entire lives. I was wondering how that's sort of changing in the last few days, last few weeks.
I mean, yeah. I mean, this is a completely new sport to me. You know, these boys have been playing since they were 7 years old, like I was for rugby. So, you know, I mean, I'm playing catch up, yeah, but you learn a lot whilst you're here because the coaches are unbelievable. So, you know, I've learned so much in the past 2 weeks. It's crazy. So yeah, I've just got to keep my head in the playbook, keep my head in doing analysis on myself, and then just see where it goes. But you know, I'm absolutely loving training here and meeting all the boys, all the coaches, and everyone's been so great to me so far.
Let's go next to Kevin.
Yeah, another question here. So you're going to be only the 3rd running back in Chiefs history to wear a single-digit number at number 9. Did you know that was a stat that was out there? And if so, were you aware of it?
I mean, not really, to be honest with you. It's pretty cool to hear, but you know, I'm not too focused on my number, to be honest. I mean, I've got to make the team, and in order to do that, I've got to work hard every single day. You know, I got to impress the coaches however I can. I've got to show, you know, why I deserve to be here. And I just got to keep working hard, to be honest with you. I'm not really focused on the number on my back. I'm focused on how I can help the team as much as possible.
Let's go next to Adam Teicher.
Hi, Louis. I imagine you went through the video after practice in the rookie mini camp. You went through the video with the coaches, with Coach Pinkston and maybe some of the other coaches. What was that process like?
Yeah, it's great. You know, obviously doing analysis and picking your game apart is how you're going to get better. I mean, rookie minicamp was unbelievable for me because, you know, you can see a live defense. You can use your awareness more. You can look at cues. That helped me massively. So rookie minicamp was unbelievable for me, and I got a lot of reps as well, which was great. So yeah, we've done our analysis on how I can improve and get better, and I've just got to take that on, you know, every day and continue to improve.
Let's go back to Matt.
Yeah, Lewis, so if you'd sort of stayed in rugby, I don't think it would have been too much of a stretch to predict you'd have had a very long and successful career ahead of you. Does it feel like you've gambled a little bit by jumping over and starting a new sport at a young age when, you know, you could have been looking at a lot of success had you stuck with rugby?
I mean, I've always wanted to do this, so you know, I backed myself that this was the right time to do it. I mean, obviously there was a lot of noise of me saying that I've achieved everything I wanted to in rugby, but that was kind of, you know, I made my international debut at 19. I went on a Lions tour. I played at a World Cup. You know, I've done things that I've wanted to do. I haven't said I've achieved everything because it's very tough winning a World Cup. I mean, Wales have never done it. So, you know, there's definitely things in rugby that that I could have achieved more, but I was really happy with what I'd done at 23 years old. So I thought now was the perfect time to do it. And yeah, it was a gamble, obviously, because I was leaving rugby behind in January to try and make this dream come true. And now I'm at the Chiefs. I need to continue to work hard and try and make the 53-man roster.
Go ahead, Philip.
I saw you at the NFL draft. You had the Welsh flag draped over you when they were there. Chiefs obviously took Xavier Worthy in that first round, a player like yourself, known for his speed. He broke the 40-yard dash time at the combine. Have you met him? Has there been talks of a race? And how have you found sort of the speed of the game just in the training camps compared to rugby?
Yeah, so Xavier was here for rookie minicamp. He's unbelievably fast. We haven't spoken about doing a race, no, but you know, you can see the pace on him in training, and you know, he's a lovely guy as well. So yeah, he's going to do great things this season for sure, and I know that. But yeah, I mean, yeah, he looked really quick. He looked really quick. I don't know if I'd be able to match him, but you know, I always back myself, so we'll see. Oh yeah, but on the game of how fast this game is, it's very quick. You know, you gotta be really sharp. You got to be able to, you know, check protections quick as a running back, and then get out to your route. You've got to, like, everything just happens like that. So yeah, it's very quick. But the more reps you do, the more, you know, the easier it comes to you. And yeah, I just got to continue to do what I do and keep training hard.
Let's go next to Daniel.
Hi, Lewis. Obviously, you've had a brief chance now to play alongside people like Patrick Mahomes, and you obviously played in rugby alongside some of the best players in the world and against some of the best players in the world. I just wondered what it was that most struck you about your kind of brief time already with Patrick, and maybe some similarities you see with some of the best players in rugby, some of the skills or some of the kind of attitudes or mentality things that maybe you see between the two sports.
Yeah. So obviously you're looking at a quarterback, and probably a fly half is probably the most similar position in rugby. You know, Patrick is unbelievably at reading the game. He's unbelievable at reading the game. I think playing with Dan Bigger was probably, you know, my favorite 10, and he's one of the best 10s to ever play the game. So you can really see how they read the game so quick and be able to make decisions, you know, very quick as well. So I think the comparison in that is, I'd probably say Patrick Mahomes. He can read the game, he can read his cues, he can scan the defense quick, and then he can make plays as well. And I mean, Dan's done that since he made his debut. I think he was 18 for Wales. So you know, I'd probably say he's my favorite 10 to ever play. But yeah, I'd probably say that's probably the comparison you see. It's how, you know, how quick they can read the game and make decisions off that.
And leading into Pro Day, you said you weren't kind of getting ahead of yourself, but you kind of said you felt ready now to play in the NFL. I just wonder, from your early time with the Chiefs, has it been a bit of a reality check of just how high the level is going up to, you know, playing with the Super Bowl champions, or has it in fact emboldened you to think you are at that level and you're still ready?
Yeah, I mean, I was ready to join the team and get to work. I still back myself, obviously. You know, I'm going to learn so much here. You know, as I said, in the last 2 weeks, I've learned so much. So, you know, we've got another month of OTAs and then into training camp. So, you know, we've got a long old preseason, and you know, I'm going to learn so much in that. So, you know, the more reps I do, the better I'm going to get. So, probably ask that question. I'll probably ask that question after training camp, not maybe 2 weeks since I've been here. But yeah. You know, we'll see what happens. You know, I'm loving training. I'm getting better each day, which is great. And yeah, we'll see what happens.
Cool, thank you.
Go ahead. Sorry, excuse me. Go ahead, Sven.
Hi, Louis. Sven here from Germany.
Yeah.
Do you feel any pressure at the moment playing with these legends like Pat Mahomes, or can you just have fun within the training?
Yeah, it's definitely fun. You know, I'm not trying to think about having pressure on my shoulders. You know, I'm here to try and show what I can do and what differences I have. You know, obviously special teams is going to be massive for me. Kick return, you know, things like that. I'm not trying to put too much pressure on myself. You know, every day I'm just trying to learn. I'm trying to learn the playbook. I'm trying to learn, you know, setups. I'm trying to learn everything on field, off field. So yeah, I'm not putting pressure on it. I'm just trying to enjoy. I'm trying to enjoy doing it. And see what happens, really, because I'm really excited and really grateful to be here. So I'm going to continue to put all the work in and work as hard as I can every day.
Go ahead, Ben.
Lewis, just that comment about saying that you felt that you'd achieved everything in rugby. When did you kind of feel that was the case? Was that when you got back from the World Cup? When did you sort of feel that, you know, it was you'd achieved that essentially?
Yeah, I'd probably say after the World Cup. I mean, I looked at what I'd done from the age of 18 to 23, and I was really happy. You know, as I said, I've been to a World Cup. I made my Premiership debut at 18. I went on a Lions tour. You know, maybe I haven't won everything, but I think I've participated in a lot. So you know, I was really happy with rugby. But I just wanted to really challenge myself, and I knew this was always my dream. So you know, now was the perfect time to do it, and you know, I'm really grateful to be here.
Thanks.
Go next to Gwen.
Hi, Lewis. Gwen here. It's amazing what you've achieved since being out there. I was wondering, you're on this incredible journey. What's been the most sort of challenging thing for you that's been different from rugby that you probably didn't expect?
Yeah, so I'd say it's definitely the amount of plays you got to learn. I think you know, in rugby, there's probably maybe 20 plays from set piece you need to learn, whereas probably for a game you need to learn over 100 here. So I'd say, you know, it's been mentally challenging. I don't think you know, I knew how tough it was going to be and how much I had to know, but you know, actually seeing a playbook in front of you and seeing how much you have to learn is very different. So I'd say definitely the playbook's the biggest challenge, but you know, you do installs every day. You know, you run through the plays. So you know, I'm really happy and I'm learning a lot.
Okay, we've got 5 more questions, so we'll go ahead and take whose hand is up and need to let Lewis get back to work. Go ahead, Len.
Hey, Lewis. I know you had the rookie mini camp and just with helmets and short. Have you put full pads on yet? And have you had an opportunity to run around to kind of feel what it's like wearing the NFL football gear?
Yeah, so when I was at the IPP, we trained for 2.5 months in Florida, and we had pads and helmet every day. So you know, I've had a good 2.5 months of of feeling what helmets and the pads feels like. So you know, I'm pretty used to it by now. Obviously, there's NFL rules that mean you can't do it right now in this phase, but I've definitely felt it for the last 2.5 months and got a feel of what it's like to have the helmet and pads on, which is amazing.
Go ahead, Nate.
Hey, Louis, good to see you again. I just have 2 quick questions for you. Can you give us a little bit more information about your father's American football career, sort of what positions he played? And I'm not sure you've told us exactly when the moment was that it was your dream to play in the NFL. So those are my 2 questions.
Yeah. So my father, he played in the UK. So he played in the 80s, the early 80s. You know, in his teenage years, he loved the sport. And it wasn't too popular in the UK back then, but you know, that's the sport he fell in love with. And You know, as he brought me up, he you know, he kind of led the way for me to fall in love with it as well. So yeah, my dad's a massive NFL fan, and you know, he you know, one of his dreams was to make it in the NFL, but sadly he couldn't afford to come out to the US back then, which was very tough. And the pathways weren't really there. Whereas now we've obviously got the international player pathway, which is absolutely massive because it allows internationals to fulfill their dreams. So you know, that's you know, I owe them so much because I wouldn't be here without them. So yeah, what was your second question? Sorry. Oh yeah, when I fell in love with the game.
Yes, thank
Yeah.
you.
So as I said, you know, my dad loved the sport growing up, and then when he had me, I mean, you know, I've been watching it since since I was a little boy. So, but yeah, it was about, you know, I've spoke about it before, but it was about, you know, when I was going to make the switch, and when I felt I was comfortable enough with what I've done in rugby, and if I was comfortable enough, you know, leaving rugby for it. So, yeah, I'm 23 now, and I thought now was the perfect time to try and fulfill my dream. So, yeah, I'm a happy boy.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Yeah, how would you compare the intensity and demands of strength and conditioning in rugby to that of the NFL? And is there a noticeable leap in the level of training required?
So I'd say obviously rugby is it's a flowing game. You know, the cardio is a lot more. This is more short and sharp bursts, which is probably more tiring, to be honest with you. It's very intense. You know, it's very stop start, but you've got to be, you know, extremely the way you got to put your body through certain movements, and as I say, because it's so stop start, you have to burst. You know, it'll be like 10-second bursts and then it'll stop. 10-second burst, stop. Whereas rugby is very much a flowing game, and being able to run for long periods of time. So they're probably the two differences in on the field. Off the field, the movements are very different. I mean, rugby is very much, you know, you squat, you bench, whereas here's a lot of Olympic lifting, and just like different movements, because you need to be able to cut off any angle. Especially for me as a running back, I need to cut off any angle very sharp as well. So I'd say, you know, in the gym, they're definitely movements that are completely different to rugby, because rugby is very much of a flowing game, and you can take arcs, whereas in the NFL, you've got to be able to change direction very quick. So yeah, they're the two differences.
Go ahead, Matt.
Lewis, if you could just illustrate for us, you talked about the size of the playbook. Just use your hands to show us how thick the playbook would have been with Wales and how thick is the playbook with the Chiefs.
No, it's like honestly, it's I mean, you probably learn up to 1,000 plays throughout the season in the NFL. So that just goes to show how much you got to learn. Whereas rugby, you probably learn 60 plays, which is very different and something I'm completely new to. But you know, I'm loving learning it and learning the different you know, kind of styles of play, and you know, the different setups. So you know, I'm really happy.
Let's go ahead to Philip.
You said that the playbook is like learning a new language. Have you taught any of the Chiefs players any few words of Welsh, and what have you made of the impact the sport has had, your move has had on the sport back home?
Sadly, I don't actually know much Welsh. I can't really speak Welsh, so no. But you know, they all love the UK accent and the different words we use. So you know, that's the boys have been laughing about in the locker room and stuff. But yeah, the move, obviously it was quite big, and you know, I just want to try and inspire people to try and fulfill their dreams, whether that's in rugby or that is in the NFL. Obviously I made a decision to try this out, and you know, if I can try and inspire one person to do it, that would mean everything. So, you know, I just want everyone to know there is a pathway for players internationally to join the NFL. Obviously, it takes a lot of grafting and hard work. But you know, if you put your mind to it, then I'm sure you can do it. So yeah, I'm really happy with the move I made, and you know, I'm really happy and grateful to be at the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay, last three. Go ahead, Luke.
Well, I should say Shemai Lewis probably is probably the best way to start that. But
No, I know that one.
as a big Gloucester fan myself, Gloucester rugby fan, we've
Yeah.
sort of talked a bit about your Wales career. I was just wondering how big a part did Gloucester play in your sort of early career and prepare you for, you know, your journey now? And finally, I guess as well, do you have any messages for your old teammates as they prepare for the Challenge Cup final in a few weeks' time?
Yeah, I'm so happy for him. It's absolutely amazing to get to the final of the Challenge Cup. You know, I'm a bit devastated I'm not there, but yeah, it was great. I played 2 of the games, which was amazing, and you know, the boys are playing great in the cup. So you know, I wish them the best of luck. It's going to be a great experience for them, and I'm sure they're going to put on a show because they have done throughout the whole campaign. We didn't lose a game, did we?
Nope.
No, not one loss. So that just goes to show how how much we were competing in this season's Challenge Cup. And yeah, as I said, I wish the boys the best of luck. I wish I could have been there, but you know, to support them. But sadly, I'm going to be out here, but I'm definitely going to be watching on. But yeah, wait, what was your first question?
I was just going to say, how did your time at Gloucester sort of prepare you
Oh
for
yeah,
this,
I mean,
this next bit of your journey? And
I mean, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Gloucester. You know, it all started at Hartbury College. You know, they gave me the opportunity to try and make it professional in rugby. They gave me that opportunity. Gloucester seen something in me, and I continue to work hard for them. And without them, I wouldn't be here today. So, you know, all credit to Hartbury coaches. You know, Wayne Thompson at Hartbury was a massive factor on me joining the college. And then obviously I joined Gloucester with Johan Ackerman was there. He gave me my first opportunity, and you know, I'm forever grateful for him. And then George Skivington was one of the best coaches I've ever had. So you know, I'm really grateful for all my coaches in the past, and yeah, I wish the boys the best of luck, you know, in the final and to finish the season.
nice one. All the best, mate.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Gwen.
Hi, Lewis, I can confirm that you're already inspiring the people back in Wales. My 2 kids are already hugely inspired by what you've done. And I think, like, you know, so being Welsh, it means such a lot. So good luck to you in that journey. As a proud Welshman, what are you currently missing most about Wales?
I mean, I'm missing my mum and dad the most. I haven't seen them for a while. You know, I only spent 10 days when I went back home. You know, I was in Florida for 2.5 months, spent 10 days with them, and then I was straight back out here. So I'd probably say my mum and dad, definitely the most. In terms of Wales, I mean, I miss the Welsh cakes, not gonna lie to you. I mean, they were my favorite. And just all my friends. I mean, I haven't seen my friends for a long time now. So yeah, I'm very proud to be Welsh, and you know, Wales is the best country in the world in my opinion. So yeah, I'm missing everything about Wales, and I'm definitely missing my family and friends.
And last, we'll go to Daniel.
Hi, Lewis. I just picking up on learning the playbook. You obviously said you're going home every night and doing it. I just wondered, have you developed any particular techniques or asked any other teammates for like ways in which they learn the plays or particular ways you've been doing it? I remember in the Netflix series on quarterbacks, for example, like they all had like their own different techniques. I just wondered what yours was, and also what are the words that you're saying that people are taking the mickey out of in the locker room?
I mean, I don't think they say mate out here. So everyone loves that word. Yeah, there's a lot. Like I don't notice it because I just speak normally, and then they're like, "What's that word mean?" But yeah, and then I have to explain it to them. But yeah, in terms of the style I kind of use to learn is, there's a quarterback called Ian Buck here, and he's been so helpful for me. We were staying in the same hotel, so every night we've been trying to learn the playbook. You know, we've literally been, you know, in our rooms calling the plays and then like standing next to each other. So yeah, that's been, you know, a massive help to me and a massive help to him. So you know, I just got to continue to learn and try and learn these plays and get them stuck in my head because they are really coming to me. And we do it in install, so we don't just get everything thrown at us. It's very good here on how you learn, and the coaches are so great. So you know, I'm loving it here, and you know, I can't wait to see what the future holds.
Thank you, Louis. That's all.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate
And a few of you have asked me for some footage of Louis on the field.